I've spent an awful lot of the last 2 years walking and talking about the Thames and waxing lyrical about how beautiful it is, which it is, but shamefully I've spent far less time talking about its trees.
Trees are essential to the health of a river. Their roots stabilise the bank and their branches are a vital habitat for wildlife. But dying or damaged trees can sometimes become a problem. So I've come upriver to Datchet in Berkshire to meet someone whose job it is to look after the river's trees. I'm catching up with James, who's surveying the trees for Thames Water. He covers a stretch from East London through the Thames Valley all the way to Cirencester, keeping an eye on 4,500 sites along the river.
Systematically, I work up from the base, looking for signs of fungi or loose bark. And then when you get higher up into the tree, you're looking for abnormalities in the way that it's developed, basically, which might be weaknesses.
If a tree does ever collapse and a bit of it is dangling in the river, do you always remove it?
No, I mean, it's all about the context. A large tree falls in a small channel, it can cause a major obstruction, or it can affect some of this key infrastructure for the water supply of London. But in general, we try and work to leave stuff to create these habitats and the kind of the hydromorphological features that are so sought after.
Oh, just say that word again.
Hydromorphological.
Which my dictionary tells me is about the physical form of the river.
But you're not only hydromorphological, are you? You're also the bloke who says, right, that tree's got to be chopped down.
Yeah, I have to make the decisions and I have to condemn a lot of trees, which, you know, I'm obviously not always happy about.
So far this year, James and his colleagues have surveyed 162,000 trees. The latest candidate for the chop is a few miles away at the Staines Reservoir in Surrey. Doing the deed are arborists Ollie, Mark and Lawrence.
Hi guys.
Morning.
Which tree are you taking down?
We're taking down this alder over here.
That's the one furthest to the left with the dark green leaves?
Yeah, it's been picked up by our surveyor as being rotten at the base, and because one of the boughs is leaning over towards those houses at the back, they've decided it's safest to get rid.
Right, should we get going?
Yeah.
Let's go. Presumably that's a watercourse.
It is, yeah, indeed. That's another reason why they want the tree out, in case it falls into the watercourse and causes flooding.
Sure. I would be a bit nervous if I lived in that house.
Yeah, exactly. There's another reason why they're coming out.
So, where's the problem?
Well, as you can see here, it's starting to rot. And if you put a sounding stick here, you can actually hear the middle of the tree.
What would that sound like in a healthy bit?
Well, this bit's healthy here, so the difference is quite marked.
Is it? Yeah, it sounds like someone knocking at the door.
Exactly, yeah.
Even an idiot like me can tell there's something hollow inside.
Yes, yeah.
So what kind of priority is this?
Well, our surveyor, he's saying it's safe for the next 6 months, but after that he can't guarantee the safety of the tree.
So it's not like da-da-da-da,
Yeah,
it's going to go crashing through your roof?
No. But it needs to be taken down before it gets more dangerous than it already is. You can have a go if you want and see what you think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll have a go.
But first I need to get kitted out.
I think getting into a harness is one of the hardest things. They're all different, aren't they? You're holding it up like this, but there's a thing here I've got to get my bits round. Right, so, I get one leg in here. One leg in here. Is that feel alright? You tell me. Because the last thing I want to do is fall out of it.
Just a final security check, and I think I'm good to go. Although Lawrence is up first, and I can't help but notice he's got Tarzan-like abilities.
But I'm not going to be able to get up like that, am I?
No, but we do have a little gadget called a foot ascender, which you can clip into the rope here, and then you can actually use your legs to pull yourself up rather than just your arms.
Okay, I'll see you up there.
Well, I won't say no to a bit of help, especially as it seems I've got an audience.
Did you know that this tree was going to be chopped down today?
Well, only today morning.
Yeah.
So
Have you been worried about it?
it is quite low. It is bending towards us.
Yeah.
So.
We kind of quite like the trees, but it's just unfortunate that, you know, if it's
You can't have it
dangerous.
both ways, can you?
Yeah,
You have a
yeah.
pretty tree and the risk of your roof
Yeah,
collapsing.
so,
Or,
okay.
you know, if I fall out the tree, can I come and lie down on your sofa?
That's fine. All right.
See you guys.
Best of luck.
Thank you. I'll need it.
To do this complex job, tree surgeons not only have to be super fit, but also have an in-depth knowledge of trees and the environment, work a chainsaw safely while dangling, plus deal with members of the public. At least I've got the last one covered.
There we go.
But that's about it.
Right, so now if you lift your right leg for me as high as it will go, and then stand and put all your weight onto it. That's it, lovely. And then the same again. That's it.
How does that feel, Tony?
It's quite knackering, but... Right, I'll do a few more steps. Just ask my cameraman to make it look as though I've gone up really high. Can you do that, Will? Make it look really dramatic. I'm about 50 feet up in the air now, and I still haven't lost my bottle. I'll probably be needing an oxygen tank soon. Can I come down?
Yep, that's quite enough for me. I'll stick to being the land-based support crew from now on, thank you.
So how do we get the chainsaw up?
So if you hang on to that purple rope,
Yeah.
if you hang on to that,
Yeah.
go, yeah.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Now, there's only one thing for it. Some trees are simply felled, but as this alder is 16 metres high and right next to houses, the only safe way to do it is section by section.
You can see that they've stripped the lower branches now, and that trunk's really leaning over in that direction, isn't it? So now it's time to chop the top off. Go on, Lawrence. Whoa! Result. And he didn't take out the neighbour's fence.
The tree's finished off in the wood chipper. It'll be recycled, but still it's one less tree on the Thames and one less home for the birds, insects and animals that may have lived in it.
I know this is very efficient, but you don't sometimes feel that you're taking a shredder to an ecosystem.
Yeah, quite often we do feel like that, but at the end of the day, if it's health and safety concern where people are involved, then unfortunately that outweighs nature.
Yeah.
You know, we try our best. Like Lawrence is over there at the moment making eco piles.
What's an eco pile?
It's like a habitat pile out of the logs we cut
A
down.
little house
Yeah,
for the
basically,
baby
yeah.
mammals and the insects. You take care of that little house, Lawrence. Make it nice.
The team work closely with ecologists, making sure that felling is done carefully if things like bat roosts or badger setts are nearby. And if they spot any protected species, the work is stopped immediately and they call for advice.
I always get a bit upset when I see a magnificent old tree being chopped up and put in the shredder. But the reality is, if we want clean water and if we don't want our roofs being smashed in, then some trees are going to have to be sacrificed.
The plan is, though, that Thames Water will plant 100,000 new trees for future generations.